After many years in New York and Europe, I was back in the Plains States visiting my cousin Riley on the farm he had never left. We walked through the field and sat on a log, alert, amused. Riley would lead on a stick as I told stories to London, Paris, Madrid. The leaves of the cottonwoods chippered in the summer breeze. A red bird called its note so clear they seemed to fill the air. I forgot my story and listened to the leaves and the bird and felt the same inexplicable happiness I had felt a lifetime ago on the same farm. I was 15 then, Riley 20. Riley had wanted to get the plowing done and was working all night. I had just learned to drive the tractor and was eager to help. We took turns plowing and sleeping in the haystacks. The hired girl would bring us coffee and sandwiches at night. When I awakened at 11:30, the three-quarter moon had risen. The tractor droned powerfully, its light eating into the furrows. At the end of a row, Riley would jump down and hold a book in the light for half a minute. He was memorized a poem, something by Walt Whitman about rich apple-blossomed earth. Smile for your lovers come. He was a great reader. The librarian used to say he checked out more books than anyone else in the country. As I watched the scene, some strange sort of light seemed to turn on for me. I saw the moon, the tractor, the field, the trees, the house, the haystack, as if from all sides at once. It was so beautiful, so magical, I feared to breathe lest I changed something. Time seemed to stop, and I wanted it never to start again. And now, sitting on a log many years later, I feel the same in ineffable happiness. I heard the bird, the leaves. I was in the scene, part of it. I tried to explain it to Riley, but knew I couldn't. I recalled the tractor, the moonlight. I was there. I said the moon was there. Oh, it was hopeless trying to put it into words. But Riley nodded, and suddenly I realized something. Riley knew all about that magic. He had experienced it often. You know the secret? I cried. What is it? Riley smiled and put aside his whittling. No one can explain it, he said. Oh, I have found hints in many of the books I have read, but first I felt it, just as you did, and so did the man who tries to write about it. They felt it independently, separated by oceans and centuries, yet they all shared the same experience. But what is it? If I had to put it in one sentence, Riley went on, I would say full consciousness brings joy. One of the mysteries is that the universe contains innate joy. Once you fully open your senses to anything, a sunset, a waterfall, a stone, a blade of grass, the joy comes. But to open the senses, to become really conscious, you have to drop out the future and the past and remain for a time on what T. S. Eliot in his poem Burnt Norton called the still point of the turning world, the present. The only true reality is the present. The past is gone and the future is not yet. That long ago night was beautiful to you because of the unusual circumstance. Waking up at midnight in a haystack, turning you upside down, you stopped planning into the future and thinking into the past. You are there in the now. Children have these memories frequently, but they grow up and lose the capacity. Yet, with the dim memory of it and the hope for more, they pursue this hope for the rest of their lives, forever grasping and forever analyzing. They are on a journey which has no destination except death. For this reason, most men do actually live lives of quiet desperation. Desperations. Schopenhauer said that most men are lumbermen. They walk through a beautiful forest, always thinking, what can this tree do for me? How many board feet of lumber will it produce? Last year I needed such, and so this year I must do better. They are always in the past or future. They are always becoming, they never are. They thought the forest comes, the artist thought maybe he never painted a picture. He stopped before a tree, and because he asked nothing for the tree, he really sees it. He is not planning the future. For the moment, he has no concern for himself. The shelf drops out. Time stops. He is there. In the present, he sees the trees with full consciousness. It is beautiful. Joy steps in unasked. It is not important how you explain this. It is the feeling, the experience that count. Some people believe everything in the universe, a field of wheat showing in the wind, a mountain, a cloud, the first snowfall of winter has a being, and in this way it is easier to love them, and love is the prime ingredient of all this experience. But our love must not be possessive. William Blake put it perfectly when he said, he who blind to himself a joy, does the winged life destroy, but he who kisses the joy as it flashes. Life in eternity sunrises. Martin Buber says we can learn to love the world, things, animals, people, stars, astro, and that when we do love them and address them as though they always respond. This is probably the greatest thrill of all, the response of joy to joy. I believe most men can have their glimpses of the eternal, their timeless moments almost any time they choose. Many of our little practical tasks, say we are hoeing the garden, picking fruit, or trimming a hedge, require only 1/100 parts of our consciousness. We use the other 99 daydreaming of tomorrow or remembering yesterday. If we can only watch the movement of our hands, the tremble of a leaf, feel the sun on our skin, the breeze in our hair, and eliminated quickly the constant intrusions of thoughts of past and future. We can successfully do this for even tenth of second. The joy will come, the eyes will shine with a new light, and if a stranger passes thought one of these moments and you exchange a glance, the chances are said really, and he too will share in the mystery. Driving back to town alone, I stopped the car and walked down a winding lane, pulling a leaf from a bush. I tried to see it, but I found immediately that I was planning tomorrow's appointment. I studied the leaf, stared at it, and was remembering some terrible things from the past. Suddenly, out of the clear sky came a clap of thunder. I planned breaking the sound barrier in the silence that followed. I heard, to the exclusion of all the per- perceptions, the musical call of a meadow. There was a stand in the loud brief song and a flute like delicacy, peaceful, plaintive, and overall there was a joyous acceptance of the eternal now, astride the centuries and millennia. Thank you for today. I hope you will all like this video. If you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe the video. Thank you.